Alright, recording has been started. Let's go.
You mean we game in this chat?
We game in this
Oh my
chat.
God.
We fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we roll.
Who would like to do recap?
No.
I got it. So last week, we're rocking up to Horitari. Well, actually, last week, we rewind a little bit, do a couple sendings, get a little information, whatever. We arrive in Horitari. Step one, Rathray is still here and is, well, a color shape. So, we're like, hey, Rathray, what's up? Like, you're gonna be a little bit of an interesting look entering the city. And Rathray was like, I can become human-shaped, and I will do it for you once. And she wasn't happy about it. But did, and looked like mostly a Goliath, so that was fine. And then we rock up to the city, we start rocking up to the city again, and we're like, oh fuck, what do we do with Walsh? Well, that's what Sasha is for. So we Salsh that bastard. Sasha become Walsh just long enough to do some stern nods to get us into the city, which is mostly Agathon getting us into the city, if we're honest. We rock up. We're led to the temple. We're led to a room with Inoue and Ravetta in it. And Inoue, like, in her most I'm ready to get a divorce voice, it was like Thomas. And then we were like, actually, he's not there at the moment. That's our boy Salsh. And then the family had a great emotional hug.
Yeah. That's true. It's how it happened. I was there.
That is how it happened. Ren was there.
That my boy Salsh.
That's my boy Salsh.
That's exactly what Julius said. You're correct.
Literally what he said. And so the Inoue, Ravetta, Ophaniel, Julius, Agathon family got to have the group hug that we had all been waiting for. Tears were shed. Things were explained. Inoue and Ravetta and other people are starting to come up with like a political game plan to deal with this, and to deal with Tommy Boy specifically.
Mm-hmm. It was like the governor, right? That's like on her side.
The governor Chihu is way more sympathetic to Inoue than Walsh, but he was appointed like 12 years ago, so it's relatively recent that he has been an ally in that, but he is, so there's that guy. We implied to them that we were waiting on some information that could be incriminating to Thomas Walsh, and then gave them no details about where we were getting that information because they did not want details, as they should. And yeah. Inoue and Rathray had like a big telepathic conversation, so we don't know what they talked about, but they sure did have an important conversation via telepathy.
Yep.
Alright.
About presumably Lede shit.
Tapestry. And ownership. Co-ownership, parentage, I don't know.
Parenting, like the custody calendar for the living tapestry, maybe, might have been what they were talking about.
Perhaps.
But then they were basically like, stick around, because you're involved in this, on a number of levels, but we're figuring some shit out.
Lay low. But
so,
stick around.
We've been told to chill the fuck out. And I think that was mostly what happened.
Indeed. Yeah. Walsh got spit out by Sasha at the very end, and Julius was like, bye! Bitch!
Bye, bitch! Oh, wait, hold on. I need to explain. Sasha apparently can only do the thing when a door is involved.
Yeah.
Because, confidence issues maybe, but so that involved using, like, multiple spell slots to, like, and like, tricking Walsh into walking out of his tent while Sasha was, like, fucking Spider-Man on top of the tent, ready to jump down on this man. So,
I love
that also happened.
They're my favorite. I say that about a lot of the characters in this, but, they're my favorite.
Little guy energy.
Creature.
Little guy energy for sure.
Okay.
Did we level?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Level 7, I think.
Level 7.
Where would
new spells.
Lucky number 7.
I did level Alex.
Yay! Julius's first 4th level spell is Death Ward.
Nice.
God bless.
I think I don't actually know what 4th level I prepared. Oh, I prepared divination.
That's a good one.
So maybe that'll be useful.
Ooh,
I
can
have
roll a 1
polymorph
for
now.
HP?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
You can re-roll once if you desire,
Okay.
but only once.
Okay, fair enough. I just thought.
Oh,
I said
way
it last
better.
time, so, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 my first roll and I was like, oh no.
I've just been taking fixed HP, I'm gonna be honest.
That's fair.
Honestly, that would probably be.
Oh, I can't wait to level any of my feet.
Yeah.
I want tough so bad.
Tough boy.
Tough cow.
Yeah, big.
He big.
Advantage. The thing about being big is that you are large.
Yeah.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
crazy, I know.
Love that.
I'm getting the Eldritch Invocation, too. Okay, this is gonna take time, unfortunately.
Right. You are able to leave the temple, and walking out of it, and clearly walking out from the below portion of the administration building, nobody really intercepts you at all. And you are able to simply walk out onto the street with little issue.
Julius is gonna do his what's it called? Disguise self again.
That's fair. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
no consequences for your actions.
Woo! Yeah.
Despite the increased guard presence around the temple itself, it doesn't seem like the rest of the city is on any particular lockdown or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like people are avoiding the temple grounds a little bit, but other than that, the moment you get past like a street or two, the city is as busy as ever. And the Twilight District, it is the first time you've seen it in a month, and while some of it is starting to fade, when you look up at the statue of Lede in the in the green between the temple and the castle, you can still see the edges of powdered paint where it is still clinging on to bits of the statue, particularly like under the arms and in places where rain would not have been able to hit.
I think Julius smiles at that.
The rest of the Twilight District, in similar manner, has similar remnants of the festival still lingering. Clearly freshly done murals, dry now, but vibrant in the way new paint is, or stretch across the sides of buildings. You still see the award-winning pieces from those years' contests displayed in public areas.
Damn it, we signed up for the contest and never put any entries in. Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
He needed the spider webs. Finished his entry.
Yeah, did he?
I
As
think
you
he
are-
was to enter again, but I think
Yeah, as you're walking past some of the more painted entries, you don't see anything with that shimmering effect. But as you start to cross from the Twilight District to the Western Hills, you notice there are what clearly must have been other less successful entries being hung up in people's places of work or within visible range of people's homes. And you do walk past a collection of these paintings put together in the Western Hills, and one of them, an image of a armor-clad gentleman with the long blue cape, though not obviously Thomas Walsh, is reminiscent of him, is prostrated on the floor in front of a woman in long blue and gold kimono, black hair sort of fanned out.
Yes.
And as you move, you can see the shimmering of paint, particularly like almost as though magic coming off of the woman.
Oh, Julius is so fucking stoked.
Well, yeah.
That's
The
my
paintings
mom.
and statue work around this particular area seem similarly a little subversive.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is painted in the colors of what used to be the colors of the Southern Chalasi shogunate. Another depicts the living survivor of what used to be the Horitari Daimyo family, who now currently resides as an old individual in the Copper Road. But depicting him not as he is, a sort of historical footnote, but instead in regal armors.
I like this section of town.
This is where the political art goes.
This is where Granny likes to. This is what Granny likes to fucking see.
Fucking drag 'em.
There seems to be a split among some people. Some that sort of seem to hurry along past this little square, and others that don't seem to be seen admiring this work.
Is it anybody
but
that... Is it any... But it's not anybody that Julius would recognize, right?
No, not at the moment.
Alright. I don't know very many people in Twilight District anyways.
And this is not, like, proper Twilight District, it's, like, bordering the Western Hills. Sort of tucked a little bit out of the way. And there's only maybe 5 or 6 pieces, as opposed to some of the hundreds of other pieces you presume are filling the city at the moment. Sort of tucked in this little courtyard. Making it down to Glass Park, the mural work and sort of seems to like retreat, but only because the buildings here give way to that stained glass instead of as big solid wall to house such a mural. But you can see pieces arranged within window places.
Nice.
And you arrive at Julius's home. It seems quiet, untouched. Someone across the street has hung up some sort of, probably a festival tapestry of some sort. Hand-woven.
Nice.
But otherwise seems just as you left it.
Okay. Pull out the key to unlock my door. And as he's pulling out the key, he pauses and he's like, wonder if I should tell her that I'm... yeah, whatever, I'll go inside. Julius is mulling over whether or not he needs to go see his sister right now.
Probably let her know you're back, dearie.
I'll do that in 5 minutes. Open door.
You walk inside, and the house is undisturbed.
Yeah,
There is a little bit of a film of dust on some things, but otherwise the same.
Right. Oh, would you look at that? I need to spend time cleaning my house here.
You like a hand, dearie? We can all take care of some cleaning so you can go see your sister. She's going to be very upset if she comes over here and then you're already here. And you didn't tell her.
I hate when you're right.
I know it happens very often, dear, so I'm sorry for that.
He just shrugs, and he's gonna think about it for a moment, and then he's going to gently put his key in your hand.
Granny will take it.
Don't break anything. Don't steal anything. Don't let them break anything. And he looks at Nagi.
But hey, I wasn't gonna break anything.
Just raises an eyebrow.
Not intentionally.
Anything that isn't put to right, I will see to it that it is. I won't even let Snowball out until everything is clean and tidy. You go see your sister.
Okay. Okay. He's psyching himself up.
Julius, as you walk through the back of the house to get towards the kitchen, where both the door to the little courtyard that you share with her and the underground passage are, you see placed in the center of the counter in what looks like a big yellow manila envelope.
Oh god.
Put on top, no dust on it. It's just resting there, and the front of it, written in graphite, is a big smiley face and -S.
Oh, fuck you! So shoot. Julius is gonna look around and grab the manila envelope.
It is sealed with wax.
Give it a sniff. Make sure it's not
Smells
tampered
like
with
wax.
too much. Okay. He'll hook a finger underneath and peel it up. Take a look what's inside.
Inside is sheafs of pretty high quality paper.
Is it written up?
Yes. You'll have to pull them out to see what they are, though.
Okay. He will do that gently.
You pull it out, and you realize what you are holding is temple stationery.
Oh.
And unless you are here to specifically read, right now, as you sort of glance just to kind of see what it is, the handwriting on most of these papers is elegant but compact, and seems to be signed in Thomas Walsh's name.
Oh.
The final bits of paper behind this series of a couple of, it seems like letters. You check the 2 line, it seems to be written to an A. Nashimura. The final packet of papers is not in temple stationery, and instead seems to be written on thick reed paper. And again, you're not really reading for content, but the formatting seems really formal, and it looks like there are subsections, and the final page bears 3 signatures.
Alright, can I figure out what the signatures are?
One in the same handwriting is very clearly Tom Spolch's. Another seems to belong. It's kind of shaky and uncertain and looks kind of more scrawled than anything. But you think you get the big 2 shapes of the name as K and S. And the last one is spidery and unclear, and they're I'm trying to figure out how to describe this because I can see it so clearly in my head. It seems to belong to Nashimura. At least that's what the name seems to say. Underneath the name, though, sort of is this fancy little filigree. You know, when people, like, in really fancy old script, they'll, like, extend the end of a letter to come down and do little, like, swirlies.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
To be fancy.
But the end of this sort of fancy swirl kind of turns in on itself, sort of swirls in, and then there is a unknown symbol in the center of it.
I think you'd kind of pause, and, like, find the rest of the group. Like, I don't know if they're sitting somewhere else, but he's gonna put the papers down. I think we have at least the proof that we were waiting for.
Oh, already?
It works very fast, which is nice, at least.
That's very good.
Can't figure out what this is, though. And he'll gesture to the signature. That one's Walsh, that one is Soshu, I would assume. I don't know who this is, though. I would assume it's the higher up, maybe? Or something of the sort.
What appears to be, from a glance, like the gist of this information? I'm assuming it's a contract of services of some sort.
Yeah, it's a contract of services. It is not necessarily a direct, like, hit. You don't have that. But what you have is an agreement in which Nashimura agrees to lend Welsh the services of a defined number of individuals. And some of the details of the contract kind of name these individuals as like their assigned roles. For a period of a time no greater than 2 months. It is signed 3 days after you all left the city.
Okay, so this is his I need emergency manpower contract.
Yeah. There is a section of the clause that it seems like these people have been doing this for a very long time. And there's a section that is initialed by Walsh that at the very least acknowledges the skill set and training of the men he is hiring, and that he acknowledges that possibly lethal violence is absolutely within their skill set and their optionality.
So basically, it's just to make sure you know you're hiring criminals.
And they might kill people.
And they might kill people. Here, this is in writing.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, this is incriminating.
Awesome.
Sexy.
Wow.
Love that for us.
It's almost like these people got really fucking tired of people like showing up and being like, I didn't know you'd fucking kill him, and then be like, who the fuck did you think you were hiring, motherfucker?
You hired the Black Devils to just take him out for lunch, sure.
You hired us to deal with the problem, and the most efficient way to deal with the problem was murder. You knew who you hired.
It's not in writing. Fuck you, it's in writing now, bitch.
It's in writing now. It ain't
I
even in the
love all
fine
that
print.
rat.
We made you initial this shit. We
We can take
I
you to
will
court.
say, I will say, Aster,
Yes.
when you had gone through the filing cabinet in Nashimora's office, you had not seen papers that looked like this at all.
Yeah.
You have no idea where this was kept,
Huh.
or things of this caliber would have been kept in that office.
Yeah.
Oshu's personal office, just for us.
God.
But the others seem to be letters. You'll have to actually read them to get a gist of them.
We should probably read them before we hand them off too.
I
Oh,
think it'd be funny just to
definitely.
hand him off to your dad and see what happens.
Well,
That was out of character.
yeah.
Notably, a contract involving you, Julius, specifically, is not within the papers.
Oh? Oh, about, like, trying to fucking kill me, right. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I also assume that was some other contract that they don't need to divulge to us for the Walsh shit. Like, just fine. Julius wasn't exactly expecting that.
It seems what they've given you is a collection of correspondence from him to Nashimura and this one least serious contract.
Yeah. They give us the bare minimum of help that they could.
Still enough to screw over Walsh.
Oh yeah, this is enough proof at the very least that he was going to use, or he was okay with using lethal force on these people, or with these people. So.
It... Granny specifically, and probably Aster as you read particularly the contract more closely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The
I was
contract-
gonna ask you.
The contract itself does not state anything inherently illegal.
Right.
Just simply, you are hiring people from their normal employer into your temporary service, and you acknowledge certain certain activities or risks of activities may occur, and you are like, that is it.
It is still.
It's very incriminating, but it in itself does not
That's fair.
constitute.
It certainly beefs up an already extant case, though.
Yeah, certainly, absolutely, but it's almost like, again, these people have been doing it a very long time.
Yeah.
You don't want to leave a contract for explicit criminal activity hanging around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's not.
This is will unearth that.
This
and
is
it'll be
more-
everyone's problem.
Yeah. This is more equate of, like, temporary bodyguard service. We could end up killing somebody if it happens to go in a certain direction. Like, that's the vibe.
Yeah, there's nothing here that, like, if you did not know who Nashimura was and who the people they are Nawash is contracting from is, it reads largely like a standard, like, rent a bodyguard or mercenary service from some sort of mercenary guild.
Yeah. Alright.
Like, I just want to say, crucially, technically there is no crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crime is association with Nashimura and organized crime.
This is just like proof of it.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And the fact that this shit was, like, partially written, the correspondence, at least, in Temple script, it's like, yeah. Yeah. This man's been doing it.
It very much gives you proof that Nashimura was in contact with the devils for a distinct period of time, even larger than this particular hiring. Which goes a hell of a lot of way to support accusations.
Yeah, exactly. I think Julius is definitely grinning at this. Like, he is very pleased.
Should I send Sophie a thank you?
I was thinking that would be a great idea.
I'll send Sophie a thank you. I'm gonna send Sophie a thank you. I need to slightly finish. I need to finish editing my my prepared sending.
Oh yeah, the one you did before.
Yeah. Okay. That is 25 words. Parker, are you ready for Granny sending to Soshu?
Yep.
All right. Hello, Soshu. It's Granny. I hope you're doing well. Snowball appreciated the kissy. We appreciate your delivery. Do take good care of yourself, dearie.
Again, immediate response. Pop that in chat so I can...
Yeah.
Doing just fine and funky fresh.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh my god.
Success.
Welcome back to town. Not my fault if you fucked it up from this point. Sure, we'll see each other again at some point. That's it.
God.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him with my own two hands, but also...
We need to
He's a
Essek
fucking
him.
Poltergeist.
Yes. We need to Essek this man. God bless. He
Fine and funky
I
fresh.
will-
Yeah!
He's literally doing fine and funky fresh. You can't hate him because he's literally doing fine and funky fresh.
I
Come
did
on.
a little shoulder wiggle.
He's doing fine and
I
funky
can-
fresh.
I could tell by the way you said it that you wiggled your shoulders, Parker.
Fine and funky fresh.
Fine like fish.
I love that rat.
He's... God.
He's such a shitty little rat. We either have to rehabilitate him or we have to kill him.
I'm
There's
so glad we didn't kill
No.
him.
No, if we don't rehabilitate him, he needs to be released out into the wild, like, you know, one of those creatures who's been reintroduced after wildlife conservation. We can't end Soshu. That's my Blorbo.
Not forever.
That's my pathetic little meow meow.
So pathetic.
I keep
So
forgetting he's
pathetic.
been, like, dead for a bit or
He's
something.
also dead. Yeah, that is
well,
true.
These things happen.
Sometimes you die, you know?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, you know.
So she's monster.
So that is that.
Alive and
Whoever
well.
wants to read the letters in more detail can, and I'll give you that information.
Nice.
Julius, you are heading off to Shinohara's.
Yeah, I'm running away from the paperwork.
That's fine. Asta will handle the paperwork.
Julius was the face, not the bills person.
In that case, Aster.
Yep.
These letters are not in sequential order.
Yeah, makes sense.
In fact, none of them are from within the last 4 months. And some of them are years and years old.
Yeah. But it sets a rather vicious precedent.
Yeah. And you get the sense these were very carefully selected.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
There is no real through line in between the letters that you can unearth. Besides Walsh's tone, which is brusque and it's not condescending. It's polite. But having spent the last 2 weeks with the man, you can almost feel him seething through the paper about having to write this letter at all.
You fucked.
Again, like the contract, there is nothing inherently illegal insofar that there are simply vague references to what I hired you for and wanting updates on the situation and, like, correspondence that is clearly between two men who know what the fuck they're talking about, so they don't have to be like, as you know, I hired you to...
As per my last email...
But... what exactly was paid for? A bit of money, at one point a sum, particularly in the oldest letters, a sum is discussed, but mostly the one letter about it is Walsh being like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I agreed to this, and now you're trying to up me by by however much. Fuck you, no." So, again, there is, the theoretical of, like, he could have hired this man for anything, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you think it's less about them trying to protect Walsh's ass, and more...
if they could fuck Walsh without fucking over Nashimura and that entire branch of things, they would.
Yeah. So they're not giving you anything directly in terms of something that can be pinned on Nashimura or any of his associates.
Yeah.
But stuff that definitely, like, he's talking about hiring them to kidnap a child. Like,
yeah,
there is at least proof of a paid interaction going down.
Yeah.
And that is very clear, especially you can tell, Aster, that is very clearly, like, the needle they are trying to thread.
Yeah.
And they do a pretty good damn job. The picture you're getting from these documents is Walsh definitely has at least a minor history of contracting with one Akio Nashimura for unspecified services.
Can't see, but I'm wiggling my eyebrows right now.
Certainly not illegal ones.
Okay.
It's not exactly a smoking gun, but it's definitely a loaded one.
Yeah. And I'm sure some other things will turn up, that it will turn up in the ensuing investigation that will make that gun.
My moms can pull the trigger.
The smiley face on the manila envelope is looking at you, Aster. Julius,
Hello.
we'll jump to you.
Yes.
How are you going over to Shinohara's?
Well, first of all, does her house look lived in at the moment? Like currently active? Anything in there?
There does appear to be at least some sort of firelight. Whether that's her fireplace, a cookware, a big lantern, you're not really sure, but there is light visible from the back door.
Alright, well, might as well get it over with. Julius, like, does a little bit of, like, a quick, like, pat down of clean myself off a little bit, make myself presentable for my sister, and I suppose just kind of knock on the door. Just on the side of the frame, just...
Knock knock. A moment later, you do see Ayemi.
Yeah.
Sort of like lean her head so that she can see out the back door, looks at you, nods, and opens the and opens the back door for you.
He does give her a wink.
Hello.
Hello, Ayemi. It's been a month.
It has.
How angry is she?
She folds her arms.
Ooh, alright, I'll be bracing my ribs then. Julius will go inside.
She's in the basement.
Alright. How's Aki doing? Yes.
Aki, yeah.
Yeah.
Still living with us, still recovering.
Understandable.
Getting stronger.
Julius smiles fondly at that. Gives a nod. And just a quiet, like, good. Good. I'm glad. That's what they deserve.
She will step aside to let you in.
Julius will go in and, go find his sister.
You find, the steps to her basement. And as you head downstairs, you had known her basement largely to have been storage.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get downstairs, it's not that has completely changed. If anything, you see a few more, casks sort of tucked everywhere. You're not sure if it's wine or if it's ale or what it is. against one wall is like a wine rack, like, the diamond shaped,
Yeah.
and it is filled with bottles. On the other side are a couple of boxes. There seems to be like an old set of futons.
Alright.
But on the far wall, farthest from the stairs, there seems to have been an area that has been cleared out. With all of the storage kind of packed up in one corner. Anyway, and in the very back wall is an altar space.
Oh.
And you are familiar with these. Though usually they are not so big. It's not like a
Is this the
religious altar,
This
but
is the remembrance shrine, right?
a remembrance shrine.
Yeah.
And usually in most households they're smaller, maybe the size of, the width of someone's shoulders.
Yeah.
Inside of a cabinet, but hers is a long shelf. Like a very long sort of shelving thing. With a set of cabinets, like it's like half, right? So like the bottom half of it is a set of cabinets and the top half is just an open-faced, like, large shelf. And you don't know exactly what's in the cabinets. You can't see it, but she is standing in front of the center of the shelving unit. And on either side of her, stretched out, are sketches of people you don't know. With incense and a few items sort of around them. And then in the center where she is, there are two sketches that you recognize as having been done by you. One of Katsumi and one of Watanabe. Each with incense, each with painted, like, calligraphy, strips of fabric and paper laid around. You can see next to Katsumi's, on the shelf, lies Katsumi's, longbow. Unstrung, but there. As well as, I'm trying to think of the word for them. They're a set of small figurines, carved, wood carvings, that were a gift from Katsumi to Shinohara. One of Katsumi's honey badger.
Hana.
And one of one of a curled dragon.
Mm.
Watanabe's is again like Katsumi's is sort of set up in a very similar manner, almost mirroring her. With the set of ornate chopsticks that Watanabe loved. A hand fan that he kept with him, never used, but kept with him. And a sorry, I'm trying to think.
It's okay.
Branch, that is the word that I was looking for. What the fuck? A small sort of like arm length branch from a cherry orchard tree that seems to have been in one way enchanted so that the pink blossoms are still there. The space that they are in is seems a little bit too large just for 2 portraits.
Julius is used to be there. I think he remembers that she mentioned having an altar to him as well.
Quite possibly, yeah. You watch her, she is waving a lit incense stick over their portraits, 1 and then 2.
I think Julius knows the proper way to greet the shrine. I don't remember exactly myself. Am I supposed to also light incense for this if I'm coming to pay my respects? I can't remember.
Well, you're almost certainly supposed to take off your shoes.
Yeah. Then he would do the things that would normally be done to pay your respects and just quietly approach and kneel and do the thing. Just quietly close his eyes. Remember them.
She does hear you, and she sort of looks back and with a little bit of a startle. But when she sees it's you and what you're doing, she just kind of turns back and finishes her little bit of the incense. And then steps to the right and starts to do the same sort of routine that you know for the person sketched there. By the time you get through your entire thing, she has finished going down the line, and you are both stepping away from the shrine together.
He smiles down at her a little bit, sheepishly.
He looks at you kind of like a little bit of like, the fucking nerve of you. But like fond.
Julius is wearing the grin of like, I paid my respects, you can't hurt me here. Sorry it took so long to get back, and for all the other shit. How bad is it?
You've got some shit to fucking explain, boy.
Alright. Look, I think I owe you it, at the very least.
She will motion you upstairs with her.
Yeah, Julius will follow her.
And I'm not gonna make you roleplay this out.
No.
Um,
Julius is basically gonna spill everything that fucking happened, including the fact that, yeah, we did a little bit of a heist, at the docks. They don't know it was me, but I'm definitely known for, stealing, my sibling. Smile.
she waits for you to finish. The first thing she says to you is just, Jules, your insanity knows no bounds.
Look, I think I was quite sane. It's just there's... No, I think you're right. Have I gone insane? Truly.
I mean, if you asked, like, most people, I think.
Just kind of leans back a little bit, rubbing the back of his neck.
Well, it's fucking over now.
I guess. I tried my best to make sure it wouldn't come back to all of you, but I don't know how much that succeeded.
Well, succeeded pretty well.
Nobody on
In
our
fact, we
side
haven't
got
had
hurt?
much trouble. We haven't had much trouble the last 2 weeks.
Did you have any prior? Aside from the
You
usual...
know, a little bit.
Alright.
Seemed like the devils were looking for something. Kept poking their noses in here. Couldn't find it, though. Seemed like... I mean... Pretty sure what they were looking for was 2 weeks out of town.
Oh, great. Well, hey, at least we left. And hopefully you'll be able to stay low now. I really am sorry that I didn't say much, but...
Well, you told me you were leaving this time. And then she kind of winces and she's like, that's not fair.
It's not, but, you know, I kinda deserve that one. But... I'm gonna make sure that that doesn't happen again.
Good. Bastard.
I love you too.
Meh.
He flips her off.
Flips you off back.
And if you need anything from me, seriously, I'll keep in contact. You know the thing Granny's able to do?
That thing where she fucking talks in my head like Nora does?
Yeah. I think I've been able to pick it up from her. I kind of watched her and Alex do it a couple times and asked her, and I think I've got it now. Probably. So I can bug you anytime I'd like.
Yeah, I was about to say, you have no fucking excuse now.
Yeah. Well, as long as I'm not tired, I think I'll be able to do it. So.
Alright, cool.
No repeats of next time, or last time, so. I think you promise.
She holds her pinky out to you.
He will hook it with his and shake it.
I'll break your fucking pinky.
Do it, coward. No. Don't actually,
Yeah, like, her hands go to grab yours.
No, I'm fragile, please don't. I've been on the road for 2 weeks.
Well, you shouldn't have fucking tried me.
Shit. He's just cursing up a storm a little bit, and holding his hurt pinky to his chest.
She doesn't actually break it, but she...
No, I know. Oh, Jesus. Okay. that was cool. Anyways, sorry.
Mhm.
I assume she at least extended it a little bit to where it would hurt. That's why he's holding it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad at least things seem to be alright and quiet now.
For now. It never fucking stops, though.
I can
Not for
imagine.
long. I don't fucking know how I am. He did this for so fucking long. Oh my god.
Julius looks, he looks a little
Amaya,
bit sad
sorry.
about it.
Yeah, Maya.
Amaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just looking. When everyone wants to talk to you, and half of them are idiots, and the other half are fucking stupid, and there's a difference.
Oh yeah, I know the difference, Will.
Everyone wants their fucking drugs, and everyone wants everything all the time.
They want everything, and they don't want to hear no for an answer, and if you tell them no, they're just going to push harder.
Just... Oh.
Yeah, he will sit there and let her vent about shit because he deserves to hear what she's going through. And he will reiterate that, if she needs him to do shit, by God, he will do it for her, if it's within his power.
And she will keep you to that.
Hell yeah.
At some point, Aki also wanders downstairs.
Yeah.
And they do look better. There's a little bit more, like, strength to the way that they walk, and surety to their gait and the way that they move.
Oh. Julius is happy to see that.
They do not seem to be totally, like, ready to go,
Oh yeah.
but...
They've been out for like 3 years. I don't expect them to be raring to go. God.
So.
Yeah, he'll hang out with them for a little while and eventually let them know that he's gonna head back home when it starts to get dark, I assume.
Everyone else, what are you doing for the afternoon?
Granny's been tidying the house.
Alright. Really, it's not all that bad. It's mostly the thin layer of dust.
Granny's been dusting.
Asta's been doing very similar, although Asta has... Because I think we took down the glyph of warding when we left. So I think Asta's just been gathering those paintings that sort of got put in the moderately safe place and moving them for where Julius can start placing them back up.
Bless him.
Asta will also offer to go drop off the packet if we want, but I don't know how we want to do that.
Probably Aster should not be the one to go drop off the packet, just because the 15-year-old walking around with the crime folder is a different image maybe than we're trying to present.
Fair enough.
I think we should maybe wait for tomorrow just to like have our rest and stuff.
Yeah.
Did we ever... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, Sus, did we ever confront that person who sold us the shitty...
What was going on with that, Sarah, is that Sasha could create a duplicate, but it wasn't a magical duplicate.
Okay, so it does actually work then.
Yeah, no, the one you have is fine.
Okay, I missed that somehow then, but... That's all.
That's easy to miss. Weird Sasha quirk. Speaking
wait.
of, is Sasha still with us?
Yeah, what is Sasha doing?
Yeah, Sasha, like... I think Sasha disappeared somewhere on your walk back.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah?
Good for them.
Set free.
Have fun with that world. I could email Sasha instead of emailing my grandchildren.
How about you email your grandchildren, Granny?
I should email my
Sasha
grandchildren.
needs to
That's the
email
other
your
thing Granny
grandchildren.
needs to do. Is email is so the wrong word.
No, email.
Email.
You reply
for
in 1 to 2
emotional.
business days.
E for
Send
Just
emotional.
like email.
Sending.
I reply in like 1 to 2 business weeks for these grandkids, unfortunately.
Just like email.
Just
Yes.
like email. She's also a bad grandmother, so she's gonna send an identical one to them both because they don't talk to each other. Although maybe they do and I shouldn't send identical ones. Oh
You don't
god.
know.
I don't know.
Maybe they started talking to each other out of concern for you.
What if they unionized while I was gone?
Children unionized against you.
I love that you put it as unionized.
Well,
Fave.
I don't think they're ever gonna be friends. Because they have cousin beef. But,
Oh.
like... Okay, either way. First one's to Ara, as usual. This is not preferential treatment. It is just... alphabetical. It's not even alphabetical. It's... you know. It's out of habit. Sending to Ara. Hello, dearie. It's Granny. Heading home in the next week or two. I'll let you know when I'm on the road. Miss you so much. Put that in the chat.
Yeah, please put the text of that in chat. Thank you. The response is very quick.
Mhm.
Grandma Irene? I'm glad you're okay. And I'm very excited to see you soon. Please let me know when you get on the road. That's it.
I'm such a bad person. Genuinely. This poor woman has been stressed for weeks.
And yet.
I am going to send the exact same thing to my grandson.
This is not hesitation about his response. This is hesitation on whether or not I should reveal something right now.
Oh god.
Oh.
Just don't
no.
reveal it. It'll be funnier later.
It'll be funnier later. The response you get back is... That's good to hear. Been missing you quite a bit. Can't wait to see you home in a week or two. End of information.
Oh, I've been such a bad grandma.
Look at you. You ruined your perfectly good grandchildren.
I've been such a bad grandma. Irene's gonna finish dusting and have a little personal crisis.
I think Granny should be allowed to adventure a little bit without having to worry about her grandmotherly duties.
And that's fair. She's just also been on the road for months and months with, like, scattered updates and no sticking to her itinerary.
Yep.
It's fine. It's fine. Granny's having a little personal crisis moment whilst dusting.
It's the best time for that, is the dusting moments.
From here, you have some free time. It is going to be a couple of days until you are resummoned to the temple. So what would you like to do?
I mean, Julius has some stuff, I suppose.
Go for it.
Trying to think now which I want to start with. Let me see real quick. I think Julius would start. Maybe. Yeah, he'd do this after that. He's gonna send a couple sendings. How many days do we have? Or would you say?
I say you have about 4.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. He's gonna send. He's gonna start with sending a sending to Katsumi.
Okay.
First of all, does it go through?
No, tell me what you say first.
Okay. Let me... Basically, the way he starts this is... If it goes through, he knows that they're alive. So it's going to start like this, and I'm going to put it in the Pepperoni channel chat. I'm relieved as hell that you're alive. Aki, Hana, and Shinohara live. No obligation to return if the Gilded Cage life is over. We miss you terribly.
So to clarify something, when you cast the spell, you write your message and then send it, and you don't know if it's going to connect until after you send it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you say. And you feel the magic leave. It's a new spell, and you're not quite expecting the feeling of the majority of it sort of leaving your control, but a little bit still swirling in the back of your brain. And it's a long moment. Your heart sort of caught a little in your throat. And you remember Shinohara's shrine with that image of Katsumi and her bow. And then quiet. Jules?
Oh my god.
How'd you know?
Instant second sending. I need word. Fuck, I didn't expect her to reply.
You are scrambling to figure out like what your second sending is, your mind kind of fucking going. The rest of her message comes through. Watanabe is here.
Oh my god.
know where Amaya is. Thought you were here too. That's what you get. There is something odd about her voice.
So the scrambled reply that she gets is, "It's me. Where are you both of you know? How long have you been there? We thought you both died. I'll try to find you."
There's a bit of a, again, that little delay. Don't know. Don't know. Dark. Have to be quiet.
You're playing on the wall? Play right here.
Sorry. The last little bit of her message is... Can't talk much. Julius, you know Katsumi. You knew Katsumi for years. This doesn't sound like her. I mean, it's her voice. She doesn't sound like herself. Sounds distant. Speaking very slowly.
She's going to get back. That's okay, I'm here. Always. I'll find you in Watanabe no matter what and get you out safe. Rest, I think is probably what he'd add in the end there. And that is as many as Julius can send, I think. Yeah, that's all his 3rd level slots, unless he does a 4th.
The response you get is... Okay. Been tired.
Oh man. Julius, I imagine he was like, he found probably like a secluded area to do this, maybe in the gallery and or somewhere near the roof, perhaps, and he springs to his feet and he's going to immediately go try and find Shinohara and tell her what the fuck happened.
This is probably the second day.
Yeah, Julius is fucking shaken. Excited and also terrified.
She is currently not home.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure where she is.
Then he would probably go to the rest of the people in his house currently. Barge in just like, they're not dead! They're not fucking dead! They're not dead! He's pacing. And explains himself to whoever is there to hear him, yell to himself, kind of.
Granny concerned and alarmed by this behavior.
He's just like, back and forth, just like, so I sent a sending, because I've never done this before, and I sent it to Katsumi thinking, maybe, she's still alive, and I didn't know she would be, because it was a fool's hope, I thought, and it's not a fool's hope, apparently she's still alive, I don't understand how, and he's going on about, what he had sent, and what it sounded like. He looks like he's panicking a little bit.
All right, dear. Let's sit down for a moment. Just let's sit down for a moment. This is very, very good news.
I feel like I'm gonna faint, or be sick, or both.
Okay, and that's why we're sitting down for a moment.
He flops down.
Taking your hand to pull you to a cushion and be like, no. Seated.
I think just about everyone is able to kind of coalesce as they hear Julius's voice raised in the house.
His head is between his knees.
All right. So, your friend is alive.
He nods.
That's very, very good news, dear.
He nods a little bit faster.
Okay, she wasn't able to tell you anything about where she is or might be, but that's okay. There's magic and the like that can help find people. Goodness gracious. Have you told Shinohara?
She wasn't home.
All right. Well, we can once she's home, you can go tell her. All right then.
Eventually, Julius calms the fuck down. Cool.
If he takes a while to calm down, Granny will have Snowball be good kitty, nice kitty, and sit in his lap and purr for the soothing effect.
Alright. I think he chills out, eventually. With or without Snowball, maybe for like a few minutes, and then he eventually kind of like shoos her off when he's collected himself. Well, there's nothing I can do about this right now.
But it's something we can work on?
Yeah. He looks a little bit teary-eyed. And just like mutters to himself, they're not fucking dead. Just a light laugh at that.
His hand.
Yeah. He squeezed hard. Well, not hard enough to hurt the osteos, but...
Can't hurt the osteos, but still.
Yeah. think I need to be alone. And he's gonna go back to his gallery and go paint.
Fair.
Anyone else want to do anything?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I'll do some casual meditating. But,
Okay.
you know, just chilling, not really reaching out, just, you know, back straight. You know how it is.
Mhm. Meditation goes great, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Impeccable meditation from the cow.
I really want to do ascending, but I don't have any good ideas.
Sending.
I'm just tempted because I have it.
Sending.
King shit. We got, what was that, 5 days? Something like that? Ish.
Irene wants to hang out with Aster for a bit at some point.
Oh no.
It's not what you think, Joe.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely not anything to do with what you think.
You are able to find probably a bit of quiet time after probably working on sculpting.
Perfect.
I love
Ideal.
sculpting. He's also been trying to do some research on some things. I just can't remember what he wanted to research, but he's definitely wanting to research something.
Was it magic? Was it divine? Was it historical?
I think it was something magic. But I can definitely give you. He wants to try and find some information on what the fuck Sasha was. Hello.
Sasha?
And how that
Okay,
worked.
yeah. Yeah, let's just do a quick investigation.
Sure.
We'll get to Aster Irene time in a second.
Yeah. 13?
Yeah, the appearance and general abilities are very clearly doppelganger-ish.
Yeah.
Though you've never heard of, like, door trap or
Yeah.
demi-plane
Or-
shit.
Yeah. That's the wild part.
You don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, while you are working on sculpting at some point, there's a knock on your door in like the guest room area that you are in, and it's Irene.
It's unlocked.
Irene comes in. Snowball is with her, and she says, "Oh, you're sculpting." I can come back
Yeah.
later if you'd like to have your private time.
No, it's okay.
All right. I was actually thinking. Just the other day, I was thinking. You know how Snowball is.
Yes.
Well, here's the thing about Snowball. Every time I try to paint sort of an accurate depiction of her, she looks rather like a regular cat. And every time I try to paint what I think to be sort of your stock standard average cat, they end up turning out rather like Snowball. So, just something I was thinking about. I wonder if it would be the same for sculpture. If it's possible to sculpt a Snowball, or if she'd turn out looking rather normal.
I mean, I'm happy to try. He sort of looks at the clay that's in his hands and looks at Snowball and Yeah, I can try. No promises. I can definitely try.
That would be lovely, dear, if you're interested. It was more a train of thought than anything, although nothing wrong with a little more snowball in the world. You know.
I mean, if it turns out well, it could possibly be something that you leave. Wait, out of character, has Irene made it sort of clear that that she is intending to travel back homeward in the next?
She's mentioned she needs to go home soon.
Okay.
But not much more specifics. Like she needs to go home to see her grandkids soon, but has not given a timeline to you guys.
Yeah. So I think Asta might who knows if I can make it and it depicts her very well. Maybe it can be left at. Maybe you can leave it when you go home to remind your grandkids that you have a very good kitty.
Oh, that I'm sure they would love that. I'm sure they miss Snowball when she's away. You know, she's been around their whole lives. Well, Ara's whole life she's been around. Ando, only moved back to Chelas recently. So he didn't grow up with her in quite the same way, but she was still around, and she's been around since they were very little children, so I'm sure they miss her when she's gone. It would be nice to have some, although unfortunately I don't think I could leave just one because they don't get along very well. I would need I always have to get them separate things because they can't share,
Asta kind of winces sympathetically.
Their parents were like that too. Their grandparents, my sons, they always got along so wonderfully. They were best friends for most of their lives, inseparable. But their children and their grandchildren just can't seem to see eye to eye. Family.
He shrugs a little bit and sort of starts trying to block out the basic shapes for Snowball.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of scooted around the little table that he's got so that he can be looking in your direction while he does this.
Mm-hmm. Granny makes herself comfortable, Snowball in her lap. Just don't think we've really talked. Are you close with your family or not so much?
Not so much.
That's a shame. Well, I don't know, I guess.
It is a bit of a shame, but things happened.
Yes, that's the way of it, isn't it? It's been so nice to be able to see a family reunited, with Julius. I mean, just think of High Priestess Satoshi. I mean, that poor woman. For so many years, that pain. It's a terrible thing to lose a child, Asta. I hope for your sake that you never encounter it. And I'm so very thankful that Miss Satoshi has been reunited with both her children.
Master is not making eye contact.
Irene a little bit seems to be in her own world at the moment.
Yeah.
And just... I know we were the ones who kidnapped Nathaniel. I know we did do that. Just... I can only imagine the stress. Especially when the only person you have to rely on returning your child to you is, well, the one who had already taken one away. But...
That's why we tried to keep her
I know,
in the loop about what was...
Just... these are big things. Can't always predict what's going to go wrong. But... losing one is hard enough. Losing two is unimaginable. So I think I'm just so very thankful it all worked out all right. I don't know. Did you ever see yourself in a situation like this with all of these grand happenings and...
He sort of pauses and, like, the heel of his hand is against the block of clay and he kind of gestures with the other and not quite to this scale, but it's... Considering my faith, it's kind of tied into everything.
Right.
So,
yes, of course. You have a very
yes,
different...
but also not. But I never expected on a personal level. I
Right.
always expected to have some degrees of separation from it.
Right.
But we're here.
We're here. You're so young, but I think in many ways you're far more worldly than I in a number of respects, considering your faith and your training and all your work that you do. I'm a librarian, but a retired librarian. But we're here, as you say. For better or for worse.
I think that fostering knowledge and encouraging curiosity and giving people the tools they need or want to experience the world through different lenses is very important.
Hey, thank you, dear.
Also, you have lived longer than, quite frankly, I can comfortably conceive.
Yes.
Don't sell yourself short.
You get a lot of living done in 2.5 centuries, that's for sure. It just all, in certain ways, seems to pale in comparison to the very short amount of living I've been doing these past few months. That has been rather on a grander scale than things typically are.
Yeah.
I've never comfortably been able to say, I'm one of the only living people, like one of the handful of living people who has done something before. And, well, I don't know how I'm going to explain any of this to my grandchildren. But I suppose that's a problem for later.
And it's like he's thinking of any of the possible explanations. It's just like, I mean, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't believe any of it.
No, I don't think so. I mean, they're still surprised that dear old Granny learned sending, Which is also fair, I hadn't learned sending for years and years. Why would I learn it now? Just always seemed a bit beyond my skill set before. But,
Now we're here. Now I've learned something, and now I just need to explain to my grandchildren what Granny's been up to. The heavily, heavily edited version.
Well, you probably wouldn't need to edit the end too much, because that was just...
Oh yes, the inn. I can start at the beginning and be fine. It's just then I start going other places, and well, by the time we get to Horatari, I don't think I can tell much of any of it. But, that's something I'll figure out in due course whenever I see them. And, they'll be excited to hear it. As long as I tell it right. It's a fine balance,
You've got to make sure that you tell it so there is more excitement than the terror of you had to deal with what?
Yes, exactly. So we're not going to leave in much of the stuff about fighting things. I don't think that would go well. They're always very protective, and their parents are or were, and my boys were always the same way. Which I understand, you worry about your family, of course you do. But it's my job to worry for them more than it is theirs to worry for me, so I just hope they remember that. And I will not tell them about any of the ghosts or the hags or the other
hags that
creatures.
freaks me out. Ghosts sometimes yokai just happen to people.
Yes, but I can't give context for the ghosts, because what am I going to say? Oh yes, while I was staying in the Enjira household. That's going to prompt some follow-up.
Of what were you doing in the Enjira household? Why were you in... Asta remembers the city name, I do not.
Haxon.
Haxon wasn't even on my itinerary, so I just don't...
How much of your itinerary have you managed to make it to?
Well, I made it to Joxenum.
There's no judgment in his tone.
I made it to Joxenum, and then I took rather a large detour. And then I did end up in Horatari eventually, but I didn't stay for the Harvest Festival. And I really did think I was going to get along to Paland at some point, but it just sort of never... I think I'd much better go home before I then go visit Amiel. Ara and Anda will drive themselves absolutely mad. They're getting very stern in their sendings. I try to be reassuring, but, just don't want them to worry. But then I understand why they're worried, because I worry for them every day. I think that's just part of families. Always worrying. But at some point I'll go home and I'll see them and I will explain. I really do have to stop with the inn in Joxenum. I don't think I can explain any of the rest of it. That's very unfortunate. Certainly can't bring up all the stuff with the crime. That's just...
Oh god, oh yeah, no.
That's very, very...
Bring up the kidnapping.
Yeah. So I think I'll just have to make something up. I'll make up a story. And then if I give them a lovely little snowball figurine, they'll be distracted and won't ask follow-up questions.
You could probably tell them how we did meet the High Priestess and her child. Possibly not the part about Jules, though.
I don't think I can... Well, I'm very interested if they meet Jules what they would think of him. I don't know what they would think about any of you, if I'm being perfectly honest. It would be nice if you could meet them, but I don't know how that would go. So, could tell them about the High Priestess and then they'll be... But see, when they were little children, all I had to do was bring them a teddy bear or something nice and show them a postcard and some sketches from my trip, and they wouldn't ask anything about, the specifics of where I'd been, or because it didn't matter to them. And now they're adults and they have concerns about why Granny's been gone for several months.
Do you travel a lot?
Oh, I do. When Aura was little, when Adeline was alive, her mother, when her mother was still alive, I would, they lived with me, and Adeline would stay and watch Aura, and I could go, I'd make trips to Palland pretty regularly, to visit my grandson Amiel and his family. My oldest son moved to Palland just a little bit before the war, and started to raise his family there. And after he passed, his living son stayed there to raise his family. So when Aura was younger, I would travel back and forth between Chilas and Palland pretty regularly. And now that they're older and, Andir has grown up and moved here, I still travel, they encourage me to travel. I think they do. They think it's good when I get out there in the world. Just normally my trips are sort of a week or two here or there, or I go with, I go on a little walking tour with my scrapbooking club, but never quite so long a solo trip. But they both encouraged it at the start. They both said, no, that would be good, Granny. It's, a few weeks of taking a longer trip, that would be good for you. And I just sort of never came home, so I think they might reconsider. But in the past, they've been very encouraging of my travels. Goodness me, I've been rambling so much and you're trying to focus on your artwork. Should give you some peace and quiet.
Would Snowball terribly mind if she stayed here so that I could try and get the shapes right?
Snowball loves modelling. Don't be upset, dear, though, if it does not turn out to be snowball shaped. And if it doesn't, I recommend trying to sculpt a regular cat. That's what's always worked for me. When I needed to make Snowball's baby pictures, I did initially try to render her as she was, and I had to scrap the first draft. And then I tried to paint a regular kitten, and it worked beautifully. So, just, yeah, Snowball can stay and be a model. Should go on, see if there's anything to fix up for dinner.
Julius is keeping busy. God damn it, he's gonna make food.
Granny and Julius both doing food making.
To deal with the emotional everything.
Nobody has emotions about anything.
No, not at all. Nothing they're trying to cover up or keep away.
Nope. Nobody's trying to compress emotions whatsoever.
The mages are totally fine in this household.
The mages are normal.
I think it's a requirement of having magic that you are not normal.
We're so normal.
So normal.
Literally so normal. Speaking of so normal, Granny did have something she wanted to show Nin
Oh,
while we're branching out.
okay.
Yes.
She needs a volunteer.
Uh-oh.
Nin can be the
Nagi
volunteer if she
would
wants.
definitely volunteer if Jamie were playing.
I think Nagi would absolutely volunteer, so I'm gonna pretend like Nagi volunteers.
Okay.
Alright, Nimma dear, I have been working on just the thing to show you.
Okay.
Alright, so here is Nagi, you see?
Yeah.
And now she's a frog. And Granny polymorphs Nagi into a frog.
You know, Mom used to be able to do that to me too.
Oh my goodness, did she really?
Yeah, she used to, well, sometimes when I was bad, she would turn me into, like, a bird or... Like, once there was a toad, and that was really cool. But then I just started flying around, so that just started turning me into a slug, and that was pretty boring, I guess, but...
Oh. Oh my goodness.
Like, you're not gonna do that to me, right?
Oh no,
I
not
mean,
unless
you could do it, like, if...
Unless you ask me to, I will not turn you into
No,
any
I...
animal.
Could you turn me into a bird again? That was a lot of fun.
I could turn you into a bird, certainly. It'll have to wait till tomorrow, but I could.
Promise?
Of course I promise, dearie.
Okay.
Well,
I would
that's
say a bird
going to be
again.
very useful.
I'll put it on my calendar. Nimma's going to be a bird tomorrow.
And Nin genuinely does look very excited about this.
Incredible. I need to fucking reaction image for Nin saying that was Granny just being like that.
Does she now?
Just that's the internal expression and the external. She couldn't hide it for a second.
I don't think Nin caught it at all.
No, probably not, and I love that for her. Your mom turned you into a slug when you were bad?
Just for a little bit. You know.
As you
It's like
do.
it's like being put in timeout.
Uh-huh.
Most people don't need to be turned into slugs to be in timeout.
I mean, Nin
Well,
probably would to successfully time out her, but like...
Yeah. A
Nin
normal
probably
person.
earned that timeout, but you know, most people don't have hags for moms, so...
Fucking slug. Nin...
Yeah, I don't think we know in character about the hag for mom.
No.
So
I don't think so, no.
No, that's just you saying that about your regular-ass mom. Who, admittedly, like, Granny knows, because Snowball is like, that one's from the Feywild. Like, Granny knows, but, like, Granny doesn't know very much about the Feywild. So she's just like...
Nimmer's told us about being from the Feywild, but we don't know anything about her mom being a hag, so...
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
not
think so. Yeah, she
common Nin
uh,
information.
We don't
I think
even
she
know
was, like-
Nin's name. We just know
We
Nimmer.
don't know her name. We have
Yeah, I
been
think-
playing this camp. We are level 7 and we don't know your fucking name.
We
We
are...
started at
how many
level 2,
episodes?
didn't we?
We are on
Listen.
session 53. Still no name for Nimmer.
Listen.
We just literally have never learned her name. Kind of a
we
flex.
accepted Nema as complete fact.
Yeah.
We really
Yeah,
did.
After you listen to her come up with a new name to every person she introduced herself to.
Okay, let me rephrase. We accepted Nema as complete fact for the name she is most comfortable with.
She
enough. That is...
She said her mom calls her Nimmer sometimes, so we presume. I think Granny assumes it's a nickname for a longer name.
No, it's a nickname for a shorter name.
It's a nickname for a shorter name.
Did we still lose Parker?
Yeah, Parker's not back yet, so
Ow.
at this point I'm just memeing.
Also, for a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, I was having to hold myself so tense to not have some of Asta's little because I also has the self-control to not flinch at some of those, but boy did he want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joe, did I deliver on things to punch your boy in the face with?
Oh, it's not what you think you said. Like a liar.
Exactly. Yeah, literally, I was just lying.
Shh.
Was canonically just lying.
God.
As you do when you're me. And also Granny to her grandchildren.
Listen, an important part of grandparenting for Granny is she's gotta cover a little bit of the girl boss and the gatekeep. No, not gatekeep. Girl boss and the gaslight.
Yeah, Granny just, her whole goal is to make sure her grandkids don't worry about her, and she's really bad at it.
Granny just likes adventuring a little too much.
She's just a little Bilbo Baggins, alright?
I love her.
She is just a norm. She is trying to.
I mean, like, Granny's, like, canonical, like, adventuring reasons are still not entirely, like, out there, but, like, fucking, she's just trying to deceive her grandkids a little bit, guys, come on.
Doesn't want him to worry that much.
She just wants them to, like, be really cool and chill.
Also, if you don't explicitly tell Nin not to mention all the crazy shit that happens, she will absolutely do that. I'm just now.
If the party is like, we will accompany Granny to Yumsong, Granny's gonna be like, all right, we're just gonna have a quick little set of guidelines established about what we do and do not say to my darling baby grandchildren, who cannot handle this stress of hearing this shit.
Talk up Granny like this is the coolest grandma I've ever had.
She's helped us with so much research.
You gotta make me sound like a cool grandma, but not too cool, you know?
She once helped me do this really cool part in my scrapbook. I don't have my scrapbook with me, but it's really cool, I promise.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what you mean.
Fireball, and it was the coolest thing.
The drink! Julius points at
God, Granny drinks Fireball is the new cover story.
I make the greatest cinnamon whiskey. We name it Fireball. That's Julius's legacy right there.
Julius invented Fireball whiskey.
Jesus.
She helped us with some science experiments. Some of them were a little bit dramatic, but very cool.
The outcome's wonderful.
The problem is
that
she
made a cat breathe fire. That was really cool too.
To be fair, I think they do know that Snowball breathes fire sometimes, but I think they think that's a Snowball thing rather than a Granny thing.
Fair enough.
Which, like, in large ways, that is a Snowball thing rather than a Granny thing. Like, sure, Granny casts the spell, but, like, not because she, like, wants Snowball to breathe fire. It's more Snowball wants to breathe fire so bad.
Snowball wants to kill, and I think Snowball should be allowed to kill sometimes with fire.
And Snowball should kill. With whatever elemental damage she so chooses.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Snowball's basically like the story about how all cats used to be dragons or whatever, and they never forgot it.
Yeah.
She wants to breathe fire sometimes.
If a bitch wants
all cats used to be dragons in the way that all birds used to be dinosaurs.
Yep.
Yes.
All cats used to be dragons, and they should be.
Speaking of, I should see how my dragon is doing since Parker is away at the moment. My dragons.
Gotta watch them dragons, boys. Wait, y'all, mangrove wood in Minecraft is so pretty. Hello?
So, peek behind the curtain. Asta was planning on kind of saying, I mean, I'm not very good at sculpting, so I might end up with something. But he is not going to say that, mostly because he's pretty sure Irene would,
Irene's gonna love whatever he sculpts.
yeah.
We know he can sculpt.
Hello.
Hello.
Parker, while you were gone, Granny turned Nagi into a frog as a demonstration of Nin's polymorph because we figured Nagi, or as a demonstration of polymorph for Nin, because we figured Nagi would be down for it.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
We also got some lore from Nin that is vaguely alarming.
Oh, what was it?
That it's not anything important. I don't even know if I've said this specifically, but that her mom would sometimes turn her into like animals when she was misbehaving.
As time out.
Or a slug. Yeah, as time out.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't think
yes,
it's
but
weird.
in character we don't know her mom's a hag.
Yeah. God bless.
God fucking bless.
Anyway.
Sorry I left for a second because you were gone trying to use the bathroom.
You're good.
You okay?
Anyone have any other tasks?
Nin wants to actually see if she can reach out to her mom.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. You take a moment of quiet in the corner and sort of reach for the point in your mind in which you've heard your mom's voice come from.
Hello? Mom? Mom? There?
Hold on. Women are busy.
Plural?
Do you need me right now, child?
No, I just wanted to say hi. It's been a while. I've done a lot of crazy stuff.
There's a pause, and then... Give me 5 minutes. Caught me in the middle of business. And you feel her kind of grumbling in the corner of your mind for a couple minutes.
Nin is literally counting under her breath for 5 minutes until prompted otherwise.
It is 4.5 minutes before your mom kind of, all right, excused myself, hey.
I think Nin just is gonna, give her an update on everything that happened. Just like, I don't think she has the wherewithal to do it in a way that would be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Not concerning?
Not concerning, yes.
At some point, at the very end of it, you hear your mom's sigh. Child, when I sent you mortal sight, I told you not to get in trouble.
Not getting into that much trouble. Everything's okay. I'm fine.
Clearly you're fine. You're talking to me. Messing with gods. Shit.
I wasn't messing with them. That was the other ones.
Yeah, well... Don't make it a habit.
I won't. I know, gods are trouble. Don't get involved with them. Kind of a weird question, but...
All your questions are weird, child. Spit it out.
You miss me when I'm gone, right?
There's a pause. Of course, child. Of course I miss you.
Good. I think Nin is gonna insight check that as a change of pace.
Yeah. Roll your insight.
It's a 10.
Your mother is not a very affectionate woman. Or hag in this case. And sometimes what she's thinking is a mystery to you. But even with a 10, you are familiar with the tone of voice that she uses when she's trying to be soft. Softness is not in her nature, it's hard on her. Not that it is, like, physically painful or anything, but it's not something her features wear often. But even over the distance, you can hear it.
I miss you too. I miss home. I mean, it's really cool here, but I do miss it.
Yeah, it misses you too.
Am I ever gonna be able to come back and visit?
I damn sure fucking better make it so.
Okay.
Just
I know things were weird with the courts and...
Yeah, things are a little weird still, kid.
Okay, well, maybe when it's safe then.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
The moment I can bring you home.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah, child. Cramping my style. The other hags can probably hear me.
Okay, you can go back to eating whoever you were eating now.
You assume I was eating. Not everyone needs as much sustenance to fill themselves. You gaining weight, girl?
A little.
Good. You can almost feel, like, the little bit of the poke of your stomach with the end of her staff. Good, finally. Weed. Weed of a girl.
I think that's it.
Yeah, your mother, is not good.
Not cuddly.
Yeah. But even the pause before she sort of... That is familiar. Being soft and genuine is not something she is very practiced in.
Yeah, that tracks.
And sometimes it takes her a moment to, like, find the gears in her brain.
Yeah, I think Nin is experiencing other families and maternal affection for the first time and realizing, oh, this is different than what I know.
Mm-hmm. I do need to stress, it's not that your mother doesn't love you.
Oh yeah, I know. It's just she's not good at showing it.
Very, very bad, actually. You have learned her cues, and it's easier to see it if you were with her in person. Yeah, even with a low insight, you can read that much off your mom. God bless. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost like she's a hag and bad at expressing softness.
God.
They usually eat it before it's a problem, so.
Anyone else? I would say there's shopping opportunities, but you didn't take any of the money.
I mean, we had a little bit of...
Yeah.
But not a lot.
We've got the money left from the Devils and Walsh's money. We didn't fucking give that back.
You did steal Walsh's money.
You did steal Walsh's money.
So we've got about 2,000 in a party pool.
Let's fucking spend. Please, let's spend Walsh's money. Please.
Morally, we're obligated to spend Walsh's money.
Literally,
we're obligated to spend that 500 gold.
Can Julius?
I think morally we're obligated to spend that 500 gold on something frivolous that we can share with Nathaniel.
So
I'm thinking some really cheesy art.
Not that.
Also, Julius did want to think about possibly selling a couple of his pieces from his gallery, like his personal gallery, like just for a little bit more money.
I mean, you're not broke, and in fact, you're pretty well set up for, like, the level of party you are. But you can if you want. I just know that's, like, an important thing for him.
Yeah. I mean, my thought process is, he might not sell all of it. He's still got an extra couple pieces, and he can always buy more. Support other artists, make room for more different pieces.
Can we spend Walsh's money?
Yeah.
To buy the Walsh-hating piece? Can we buy the divorce art from the guy we helped out?
We fucking should, and we should give it to the temple or something.
With Walsh's money. Please.
That would be very funny.
Please.
Lance, you want out? Are you serious? Okay, my boy. Go on.
How hard would it be to make Walsh's armor fit me? Or at least, like, make it work?
The biggest issue is that you are a decent bit taller than Walsh.
Yeah, how tall is Walsh?
Walsh was sitting, about an even 6 foot.
Okay, yeah, I'm almost 2 feet taller.
It's not impossible. You would need to find, probably, honestly, someone specialized in armor making, not just, like, your random blacksmith.
Yeah.
But it would be possible, given a couple of days and some money, to kind of retrofit something for you.
How recognizable is this as Walsh's armor?
Without the cloak and without the shield, frankly, not very.
Okay.
It's got some nice trim that maybe someone who is very familiar with Walsh's armor would be able to recognize it.
But would he have, like... He wouldn't go to, like, any random shop, right? Like, I can find an armor worker that has, like, a very high chance of not being the one who made this for Walsh.
Yeah, as long as you stay out of the Copper Road district.
Yeah. Okay.
What is your current armor, actually?
My current armor is, chain armor, I believe. Yeah, it's chainmail.
Okay.
And this was plate, right? Which
yes.
sets my AC at 18.
So. Let me...
Oh my god, I just looked over at my tools. I can use land vehicles. Enjira car. Enjira car.
Moment. Enjira car.
Enjira car?
Yeah, so... You can either... I'll give you an option. You can have it made into like half plate, which is an AC of 15, but you have a Dex mod bonus. Or for a little bit extra, so that's like one cost, and then for more, you can be modified into full plate that will fit you.
Well, either of those options gives me a higher AC than I have now.
So then it's up to you.
Hmm.
The modification into half plate will run you, hold on, real half plate is, so.
And can I also use some of the Walsh money to steal his armor?
Yes, absolutely.
100%.
I don't know how much of the Walsh money is there. I can't remember.
500 GP.
Okay. So 500 GP in party funds, because that's what the Walsh money is, and then 200 to each of us. I'm gonna put that in
And then there's an extra 200 in party funds.
Okay.
The modification into half plate will cost you, most of the material's still there. It'll cost you $250. Modification into full plate will cost you $400.
Okay.
Both of those are at a really steep discount from what just buying a set will would be. A half plate set as written is $750 and a full plate set is $1,500.
Yeah. I would rather. So we get 200 gold each, and then there's 700 in the party funds. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then that's much more doable with that 200 gold. I would need 100 from party funds to get Spring for the full plate, but honestly, that's so much cheaper than buying it at full price.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, we should just go for it.
Oh yeah, 100 gold GP of Walsh's money specifically going to this.
Can we make a little thing on our thingy thing for player for our party loot or something? So we know what's been taken out at what time?
You need a handout for...
Like a handout? If people...
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please.
Because I feel like that's a good idea, because I had no clue what we had in party funds. If we had anything at all. Because then we can keep track of who took out what at what time.
There you go, party funds for all
Yay!
of you handouts.
Yay.
So...
Okay. So, I am taking 100 out of the Walsh Fund. And using it to fuck with his armor.
Okay. I can do
So-
editing of the party funds if nobody else is doing it yet.
I haven't touched it, because I didn't
Okay.
know if someone else wanted to spring on that.
So you're taking 200 out of it, right?
Yep.
Cool.
No, 100.
Or 100.
I have 300 gold.
Okay.
I have a little more than 300 gold, but I have a tiny bit left over. So,
Alright.
and then I am getting that armor turned into full plate.
Alright, sounds good. I'm gonna do a whole thing here, so...
Because you have provided most of the metal, because it was full plate on him. You have provided most of the metal, and especially most of the base metal. That's why you got a considerable discount. However, the rest of the money is used to cover like the labor, the extra metal that they'll need to bring in to resize it.
Yep.
And the leather working.
Yep. Better than a brand new set.
Better than a brand new
I'll
set.
take it.
They also do have to measure you pretty well.
Okay.
Uh,
I am big.
You are big, and then they require a fitting, and then they have to take it back another little bit. But at the end of the 4 days, you can have it.
Yay.
Yes. We're gonna be here for that long, right?
Oh,
Rocks
yeah.
back up to the temple wearing the new Thomas Welsh fit. Could it happen? Could it be true?
Wait, can we... Where is Walsh, by the way?
Walsh is currently in the temple. Over the 4 days, you do not see or hear a damn thing about him.
Yes!
Whenever we see him next, you need to be wearing that armor. It's so important.
Yeah. I will. I'll do it.
Julius is in love with you.
That is such a power move.
Now that Julius has 200 gold, he wants to look for magical items to possibly buy. Mans has that amulet that we got. There's 2 more that we still own. People's thoughts on... Oh, go ahead.
For 200, you are mostly looking in the common magic items range.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Did anybody have an idea on if they wanted to keep some of the 2 proof against divination or whatever the heck stuff? Because
We need any?
Granny
Julius,
has no interest.
yeah, Julius and Ix already have one. If it wasn't a like no, or if somebody else wanted to whatever with them, Julius would have asked if he could give one to Shinohara. Just in case he's. And or his mothers of Shinohara, didn't have any interest in it.
Shinohara would be like, this is such a fucking gift.
Yeah, he thought so.
I must forgive you for not talking to her for a month.
She would run with it.
Hell yeah. Give her one of those.
So, X has one, Julius has one. PK, did you say Irene was going to take one?
No, she said she had no interest.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I am audio processing.
That's okay. There's technically one left. Because there was a pool of 3. Julius took 1. X already had 1. And then there was 2 left over, one of which is going to Shinohara. We could sell the other one if we wanted to. Or we could keep it as extra.
Sell the other one, or possibly see if you can get something else uncommon for kind of.
Yeah, could I like look around and ask like a couple of shops here and there, see what they'd quote me on for selling that item?
The last pendant?
Yeah.
I am trying to remember how much I sold it to you for. Yeah.
It was definitely over 100.
I want to say it was like 500 gold.
Yeah, because Julius gave himself like 100 and something for the pendant. Hold on, let me see my log, my character log. He gave 200 to Granny. So.
And Granny spent a lot of money on it as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was how much we spent.
Yeah, because.
Okay, in which case, you're not gonna get a full back for it.
That's okay.
The best you're getting is about a 375.
Okay. So.
That is 75% of what you used to buy it.
Mm-hmm. What are we thinking, gang? Is that something that would be good for the group, or do we want to keep it?
Yeah.
I mean, are we in dire needs of funds, or is there anything specific we want to buy? It might be worth it to hold on to it just in case.
That's true. We never know when we're going to run into it would be really useful for people not to know where somebody is in addition to Julius and Ix.
Yeah.
So it might be good to have that as like a floater, just, you know.
And we already have 600 in party funds still, so I think we can be okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we need to pawn it for sure.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, what?
Oh, that's a question I had. Did we have a bag of holding?
Yes, Noggy has one.
Noggy has a have second.
That's why I keep forgetting about it.
Oh yeah,
Noggy has it.
We bought a bag of holding. That's
a long time ago. Oh god. Okay. Well, I suppose I can like, I don't know what. Maybe I'll give you a list later, because I don't know if I want to go looking through common items right now. I don't know.
Real quick for shopping, I just want to get Nin some studded leather armor. If I can haggle
Easily
it down,
done.
Great. If not, then I'll pay full price.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. $23.
Yeah, fuck. They'll give it to you for 30.
Okay, awesome. That's all.
Knocking 15 GP off that price.
Just want to bump that armor class up by 1.
Woohoo! Less squishy. Julius also eventually would send Ascending to 2 other people within that span of time, and also let Shinohara know the big thing of, hey, they're also not dead. What the fuck?
I don't want to roleplay it out.
Yeah,
but
that's
you
okay.
tell Shinohara this, and she looks at you so tired, and just, Julius, getting you back was a miracle. Don't play with me like this.
He's gonna reach out and hold her hands. I wouldn't tell you something like this if I didn't know it was true.
I am just going to, she has a little mental health moment.
Yeah. Julius, yeah. He's probably going through a similar feeling, because he thought they died with him, too.
She then also gets blasted drunk.
Oh, yeah. I feel like Julius would be on the same boat. Also, in the state would probably just be like, I'm gonna find them. We'll do it. Any means necessary. Yeah. He doesn't know how. He's gonna figure it out, though.
What other sendings do you want to do?
Well... he wants to send one to... an ill-advised sending to Amaya. Let's see. Just... Been a while, Amaya. Hope I find you in good health. To personally thank you for what you did to me and our crew. And that's, what he sends to her.
You wait. And wait. And there is no response. You don't even feel the spell connect.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, did they kill her? Whoa, gamers. She might be dead. Oh no.
I think she's dead. Dude, I think she's dead.
Oh, he's not okay with that. That's even...
Accidental trauma moment!
Oh no.
Sometimes you email your friends who you think are dead and then they're not, and then sometimes you email your friends who you think are alive and then they're not.
Oh, he's...
Equivalent exchange.
Yeah, he's fucking devastated, actually.
Oh no.
He sits there for a long moment, and then I feel like he eventually goes to find, Alex, probably, and is like, hey, what happens when a sending doesn't connect?
That's a great question.
Like, what does it mean?
Maybe, that's not a spell I'm super familiar with.
Me either.
But I can't. I'm gonna be honest. I can't. I mean, I can't imagine anything good. There's a chance if they're on, like, a different plane that, it won't work. But I don't know if that's something anyone you'd know would be experiencing. I mean, there could also be, like, I mean, I don't know if ascending would be blocked by a magic ward or anything. That's not something I would know. I mean, could ask Granny. She might know. She's more, I mean, she might be more familiar with the spell. I don't know.
Alright. Okay. Maybe it's not bad. He's gonna go find Granny.
Okay.
and ask her the same question.
How much does Granny know about sending beyond what Alex has told Julius about the planes?
Roll an arcane. Or arcana.
I would love to roll an arcana. Hold on. I brought my own dice this time.
Oh, dang it, I don't
don't
have
have to-
guidance.
I don't have to steal yours. Fucking, what's a good
I
Granny
love
dice?
Rogue.
Rogue is so cute.
I love Kitty.
What dice are
Yeah.
in here?
Wait, there's kitty.
Boy.
There's kitty
There was a
photos.
kitty.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
there
yeah,
for
sorry,
a
there
No,
was
I missed
kitty.
the kitty stream.
Oh,
Okay. Got the little dice. Gotta have tiny dice for Granny.
He.
Okay. That's a 17
Hello.
plus...
Hello? Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's so
What did
cute.
Thank you. You
17
didn't have to turn
plus-
camera back on.
8, which is 25.
Oh shit.
So, there are a couple of reasons why ascending might not connect.
Mhm.
The two most obvious are dead recipient on another plane of existence. There are a couple of other things, however, that can block such a spell.
Okay.
There are techniques to ward an area from messages or sending spells or any other form of magical communications. There are ways to ward an area just from magic, period, but that takes a lot.
Yeah.
And there are ways... There are ways to ward a specific individual as well. There is also, if the receiver is not dead, but otherwise unconscious in a way that they cannot be easily woken. Like, the equivalent of, like, somebody, like, walking up to you and being like, hey, time to get up. If they can't be woken by that, ascending will not wake them up.
Granny will recount this to Julius largely just like, well, if somebody has passed away, it won't connect. If somebody is on a different plane, it's not always certain. But there's magic that can prevent messages, whether for an area or a person or magic in general, where that's very strong methods that need to be used there. But you can prevent specifically magical communication. And the same thing is true if somebody can't respond, like, if they're unconscious, and can't be woken up, like if someone were comatose, like your friend Aki, for example, they would not be woken by ascending.
Right.
So, many reasons really why it might not connect.
You
But
just
the most
kinda...
common explanations are dead or other plane.
Yeah.
Granny knows that. She's not saying that.
Yeah.
Julius just scrubs at his jaw a couple times and just nods. Alright. Wasn't that important anyways, thanks, Granny.
Of course, dear. Whatever you need.
Gonna wander away and, he's gonna send another sending, just not to Amaya, to Kus this time. I have these saved on my phone, so. Hey, wanted to check up on you. Ended up going into Horitari again, and got into some trouble you'd be proud of me for. Miss you.
Hey!
Hey!
Yay!
Look on the magic chops on you. Doing good. Bit farther north than usual. Glad to hear you're good.
Relief. Julius is relieved. Feels a little better. And he's done his deeds. Checked up on all his ladies.
Oh, his ladies.
All him ladies.
One line from Koost and PK's already like in love.
Look, I just loved the energy. I just loved the energy.
It was very good energy, to be fair.
Julius is the let's go lesbians guy.
Yeah, God, he really is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Truly.
Koost is a dyke. God bless.
I love her so much.
Is she single?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes. That's
Yes, that's why I asked.
It was a rhetorical question.
I don't know what rhetorical means.
Points at you, idiot. No, slash
Thank
J.
You can't slash J your way out of this one, bud.
No! God.
Anything else from anybody? I'm gonna take that silence as a resounding no.
Yeah, I've done everything I needed to do, and I can do the magic shopping thing later when I've looked at some items that I might want. And I can ask you
All
about.
right.
And
Yeah.
In that case, there is a blank spot here for Jamie and or Amy to fill in their own shenanigans as desired.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is the morning of the 5th day when there's a brisk knock on the door not too long after breakfast.
Julius will go answer the door.
At the door is a young man, probably no older than like 17, in the blue acolyte robes of the temple, very reedy. Looking for a Mr. Julius?
That would be I.
Okay. And he reaches into his kimono and pulls out just a folded piece of paper with a little bit of wax seal. From the temple?
Thank you very much.
Have a good day, sir.
Julius will give them a silver for their time.
That's it. It's part of my duty rotation. That's fine, sir.
He's gonna raise an eyebrow.
Okay.
I just want to
Thanks,
round.
sir.
Yeah. Julius will just not give a slight head bow at that. I wanted to round my silver from 7 to 6, please.
Okay.
Dude.
There we go.
incredible.
He scatters off, and you know that like message running is a thing that the young acolytes do.
Yeah. Might as well like let them have a treat if they'd like.
Mm-hmm. And he scatters off, probably to go deliver a couple other notes.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, were you about to say something?
Oh, no, I was just making a dumb Arrested Development joke.
Julius will kind of take a look-see at the paper as he closes the letter and closes the door. Going back to the table to sit with the rest of us eating food.
It is very brief, but the letter says, "No need to panic. Come immediately. I have a friend who would like to speak to you all." Anyway.
All right. I think Julius would probably get dressed in one of his good kimonos and at least make himself look more presentable this time. No wide open shirts this time.
He doesn't want Mom to be mad.
Yeah, he got
Not gonna
chastised
slut
last
up.
time, and he can't use the excuse that he's been on the road to say he's got no good shirts.
Not gonna slut it up in front of Mom.
Yeah, but he is gonna put his hair up and, like, use one of his hairpins that, probably wasn't sold, that was, like, cheaper, to put his hair up and maybe do a little bit of eyeliner work, because that's fun, and he hasn't done that in a bit. It is very rushed, though. He's not wasting too much time on this. He's in, like, one of his black and gold kind of kimonos.
He's doing that hot girl shit thing where he's doing his eyeliner on the way out the door, like...
He's got a stick of coal, and he's just like, shoot, shoot! He's done this before.
The letter does mention you all.
Yeah. Time to go. Eat your breakfast.
Alright.
He chugs a thing of tea before he leaves.
It is not hard at all to cross the city again. And when you arrive at the temple, you are received by one of the acolytes on the grounds. The guardsmen have not yet had their numbers depleted, so they're still there.
Mm-hmm.
And you are led down into the administrative building, down 4 flights of stairs.
Yippee.
Where the acolyte sort of kind of hesitates very awkwardly above the trapdoor that leads down into the cavernous area.
Oh.
But opens the trapdoor and is like, "You all in?"
Alright.
And you finish the stairs. And when you hit the bottom, first thing you notice is that the cavern is lit. Bright. A couple of magical sort of light sources float in the air, casting brilliant light so that everything is visible. There are 4 figures waiting for you. Well, 5, technically, if you count the color shape sitting sort of at the very back of the cavern on their own. But 4 humanoid figures. One of them is High Priestess Inwe Satoshi.
Mm-hmm.
Standing there in a nicer sort of work kimono. Thomas Walsh, who is sitting on a stone outcropping against one of the walls. Head up, shoulders back, but very much separated from the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 figures in the center of the room, both of which kind of looking at Rathray. One of them, the shorter one, has their head tilted, as if just kind of befuddlement. But when you hit the floor, Inwe sort of her head looks over and, "Oh, good, you've made it. Here, let me do introductions. Excuse me, Governor? And the two figures in the center of the room turn. One of which is a short, half-orc looking gentleman. Though, again, very, very short for his race. Or at least his apparent race. Two tusks sort of coming out the front of his face. Both of which bear ornamental painting. He appears to be in his late middle ages, sort of pot-bellied, but wearing a very nice, not a yukata, or is it a yukata? Hold on. A man's kimono. And sort of very fine, light purple with very nice sort of gold stitching. Sandy, not sandy, salt and pepper black hair and a beard. Worry and stress lines in his face. And the other figure is a very tall, slender, high elven woman. With long black hair that trails sort of down her back in one braid. She is wearing a genuinely gorgeous hanbok.
Ooh.
That is white and sort of dyed, that sort of ombres to a pink, with what looks like cherry blossoms coming up the skirt. And she looks younger than him. If you, by her appearance, you'd say probably early Middle Ages. So early 40s or so. But high elf. So, you know.
Old.
In her arms is a writing tablet and a set of papers. And she looks very stoic and composed and held back. As opposed to the shorter gentleman's sort of... You see him go from, like, befuddled, like, confusion at Rathray to sort of a genial sort of, they're here kind of open expression. And Inway steps forward and she goes, Julius and others, may I introduce, Imperial Governor Kyo Chihu and Vice Governor... I have to find her name.
When you have them both, putting them in chat would be great, so I can put them in my notes again.
Yeah.
I have them in here, it's just I don't want to dig for them.
And Vice Governor Cho Sume.
Chosume.
They wanted to speak to you. And that's where I'm going to end session.
Oh, cool. Yes! Hell yeah.
Me opening my notes to see what I know about both these people.
God.
I already know what I know about the governor because I expected him. I just need to read my notes about the vice governor again.
Yeah. Oh, yay.
Alright, she's not one of the people on my hit list, so I'm happy.
God.
She's actually on one of the probably tolerable lists of government officials that Granny knows about.